But first, let's go out to News 12 New Jersey's Katie Kairos. She is in Moonachie, where the NTSB has just finished up a press briefing on the crash.
Yes, the NTSB says the two pilots on the Learjet were talking to air traffic control as if everything were completely normal as they approached Teterboro Airport. But then communications stopped, and in less than a minute, the plane was taking a fatal nosedive. The NTSB says they've been reviewing surveillance video from around the area, some that we're showing here, that show the plane going nose down and right wing down, hitting a building and then the pavement before it was consumed in flames. Investigators are looking at the wind as a possible factor with gusts of more than 30 miles per hour. The plane was coming from Philadelphia, spent less than 30 minutes in the air total, headed for runway 1 at Teterboro in an effort to avoid crosswinds that could cause issues. It crashed less than a mile from its intended landing.
The pilot, they were talking to the aircraft while it was on approach, and the pilots did not express any sense of an extreme situation, nor did they identify any problem with the aircraft at the time. So the controller was talking to the airplane. He was cleared to land, and then obviously there was no longer any communication.
Well, the lead investigator says there are multiple things that could cause something to go wrong in less than a minute, but he didn't want to speculate, and they are not releasing the pilots' identities yet. Investigators have received the jet's cockpit voice recorder, and they're hoping that will give them more insight into what happened in the air. In Moonachie, Katie Kairos, News 12, New Jersey.
Hundreds of thousands of people will be taking the train to their turkey dinner this week as well, and they will see highly visible security precautions along the way.
News 12 New Jersey's Katie Kairos live at Metro Park Station there in Island with the latest on that. Katie?
Yes, well, train traffic is starting to pick up at this hour, and we got an update earlier from the Amtrak CEO. He says they're ready for the rush, but even a small problem can sometimes cause major delays. This week is Amtrak's busiest of the year, and they expect to transport 750,000 people. At Penn Station, CEO Wick Moorman says Amtrak has added trains on the Northeast Corridor. He called the day before Thanksgiving his Super Bowl.
This is a day in which really we need everything to go right in order not to have a serious kind of issue with delays, with folks being backed up in the station. And I'll just knock on wood when I say this, everything's going well.
At Penn Station, the signs of holiday bustle, an increased, well-armed police presence, and more canines. Pipe bombs were found near the Elizabeth train station in September, and while that suspect is in custody, it's just one of multiple recently discovered terror plots in the region. The director of New Jersey's Department of Homeland Security says the state is on heightened security, and homegrown violent extremism remains his focus.
Some of it is extra police patrols in some major public areas. And so some of that security the public will see, but some of it won't see. So we always take added precautions during the holiday season.
Moorman says a huge travel day like this is also a reminder of the expansion that's needed in the rail system.
At a certain point, it's really going to impact the reliability of the system and the capacity of the system. And that's why we need to go ahead and get started on this work.
Well, if you were hoping to leave work and hop on an earlier Amtrak train, I have to tell you a lot of the trains are sold out. But if you are planning ahead for a trip, Amtrak is having its first Black Friday sale this week. In Island, Katie Kairos, News 12, New Jersey. Where the wheelchair was left sitting, you can't see it clearly from the street, so it's not clear how the suspects found out about it. But once one of them got it going, he simply brought it out here and rode it down Broad Avenue. This is the small overhang where Ryozi Bodine was taking cover during the storm, and as he recorded the video, he says when the big one hit, it felt like it was only feet away from him. It's not about being able to keep up with the boys. Actually, Sydney thinks she'd be able to make the team a lot better. We are here outside the Brownstone, which is the site of the official New Jersey for Hillary election night party. They expected her to win based on polls, and it just ended up being a very close race and a very different picture. And you can see her cutout is actually being moved by this guy as we speak. Bit of a poignant picture for those Clinton supporters in Passaic County. And they were cheering each time a state went in Clinton's favor, and they were, of course, very happy when New Jersey went to Clinton. But Some anxious voters heading out of the brownstone tonight, getting ready to go to sleep and hope to see results in their favor in the morning.